How do you build on what's already been built and put your own stamp on this team?
Yeah, I got a good relationship with Coach Franklin. You know, he we kind of went over some things, and he talked about, you know, how they did things. And, you know, I didn't want to change up everything completely, but I also wanted to come in and show these guys how we do things. And started back in the spring or started back early summer, and they just picked right up. So it's been going good. Transition's been going well. The guys been working hard, and, man, they're ready to go for Friday night.
I heard that. Now, Coach, for those who have never seen a Coach Billingsley coach team before, what are some characteristics that are visible of a coach? What are things that your team does?
Yeah, man, defensively, we take pride in flying around, getting to the ball, all 11 to the ball. You should see a hard-nosed football team, you know, a well-coached team, a team that's disciplined. You know, we're big on discipline, and we like to light it up on offense. So that's the goal this year. Hopefully we can, you know, just continue to build off what we did past 3 years as a staff. You know, not necessarily what we did over there, but what we did as a staff. We just want to build off that.
That's pretty awesome there. You haven't – I know this dives into a much wider scope of things, but I just want to kind of bring this up there. This roster has an interesting makeup. So you have returning Millwood players, and then you have some star talent that's coming along with you. So how have the blending of the two, how's that process gone?
It's going well. You know, like my staff say, man, anytime you have a championship caliber program, you're going to have some guys butt heads. You're going to have some intensity, some intense practices, and that's what we've had. But the guys are getting along well, man. They stay here all summer. They stay late. The staff's here, so they're bonding well, man. They've been in that game room just playing the PS5, just bonding together. You know, they go get food, and I think they clicking very well.
You got it. You would.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about your most recent scrimmage. I know you guys have really been working hard and, you know, talking about the chemistry and building of the team. But recently, especially dealing with the heat, you know, I know you guys have been restricted on things in terms of how much practice you can play outside, how much is full pads, and how big of an adjustment has that been, and also what did you learn about this team during the scrimmages?
Yeah, man, it's been tough, but it's tough for everyone. It's not just us, and like I told the guys, man, I'm coming from a situation where we didn't even have this, so I'm very fortunate to even have a spot to go inside to even practice, you know. But as far as the scrimmage, we went against Plainview and Tecumseh. We didn't know much about those guys, but I felt like we did fairly well. Defense showed up like we expected. Offense had some mishaps, some things that they got to clean up, but offense is never gonna flow this early. So you know, we broke down the film and we're gonna clean up those mistakes. We had a ton of big plays from some guys that we expected. We had some guys that kind of impressed us, so we're excited.
And you brought two Millwood Falcons with you, Damon Davis and Marquise Vick, great representatives of your team. Is that why you chose them to come and represent?
100%, man. I'm a D-line coach. I'm a defensive guy. These are my two DNs, so I'm very excited to see the production these guys give us this year in that tantrum, man. It's, you know, last year we had Damon Davis. He led the state in sacks, and I watched Marquise Vick, and I joke with the coaches all the time. Say that's Micah Parson right there. So he wore the number 11 and everything. He got that get off, and I'm excited. So I'm excited to see these guys.
Marquise, what's your experience been like? You know, coming from last year, playing under Coach Franklin, and then, you know, being a part of this new era of Millwood football. You've lived both worlds now. What's been the biggest difference, and how do you feel going into this season?
The difference is like the coaching style. Like our other coaches, there's kind of like old school and like hard-nosed coaches, and then like our current coaches, like Coach Mike, Coach Gerald, Coach Burke, and Coach Zoe, they teach like more like they're more modern coaches. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like you kind of get it.
It's a different way of learning,
yeah.
You know, different way of teaching too.
It was
yeah. And Damon, you know, talk about your experience, because you had just an amazing year last year at Southeast. Now you're moving to a different school. Terminology, I'm guessing, is pretty relevant, and you're still up to date playing under Coach Billingsley. What's been your experience coming over and playing so far with Millwood?
Well, so far I've had a very great experience. You know, I kind of knew some of these guys already. Like I knew him. We was very cool, and they all work harder here though. So I like that. I feel like that's probably been the most new thing is having people that's buying in, and a lot of people that actually wants to play this sport and want to win, and having go to the state and want to go where I want to go. So that's probably been my best experience here, my newest experience.
Damon, talk to me about the intensity. Coach mentioned about the intense practices. I mean, how's it been out there, and how does the family now resolve those issues?
It's a lot of depth here, so like everybody can go. So from scout team to first team, second team, everybody's always competing. There's always a backup that want to get in, or a starter that still have to prove himself. So everybody's working, and then like, you know, we might talk trash and stuff. So coaches have to get us, just a little.
It's in fun.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things with your experience, you have to bring so that some of the Millwood players understand that Coach Billingsley makes you earn your start by each rep. And that's something that you said second in the twos and the threes. The threes want to be the twos want to be the ones, and the ones want to hold their spot. So that's the way he's always had that, and making sure that the guys understand that it is a fair and just, but it's about the work and production you put in practice.
Can you?
Sure. So here's my thing. How has it been explaining that to some of the guys? Because sometimes when when you hear you on first, when you're on the second, you get a little frustrated.
Yeah.
But again, a player like yourself who learned to earn his and have the dynamic year that you had last year, it became an understanding and a culture that everybody got to. Now we're here trying to implement that same system.
Yeah.
How has that been working out? Because a lot of the guys take it a little personal. You know, when I'm listed as a 3 and I was getting 1 rep, now, you know, here I am.
How I explain it to my guys is that with Coach Mike, especially like on the D-line, if you want to play, like if you're third string and you want to play first string, go on scout team. Go against that guy. Go show him that you're better than him. I feel like that's how he sees it, and that's how he's going to take note. Work hard, first in the weight room, last in the weight room. You know, the regular stuff, just working hard, trying to show that guy and outwork that guy every day at practice, and he's going to take note. And that's exactly what I tell the guys.
I appreciate your honesty, and I appreciate you asking to get clarification on what I was talking about. Marquise, that's something that one of the things, accountability was a big thing under Franklin, and coming into that's something that still carries over, because it's not like the principle's any different. The difference is how you earn the stripes. You were talking about a different style of how that and the approach is. How has that benefited you and some of the other Falcon guys to now see the green light and then be able to fire off a little differently now?
Can you explain that a little
Sure,
bit?
that's no problem. So, in the new system, you said it's modern. It's a little bit more modern. You said the other one was kind of old school, right?
Yes, sir.
What makes that work so well for you?
I feel like because we're new gen, and like we used to like technology. They use more technology, like, and then it's like our old coaches, like, we had a real playbook. They put the playbook on Huddle. They communicate more through Sports U. What's the other one?
Huddle's enough. I said Huddle's enough, but keep going.
Yeah, Huddle, Sports U. And then like they preach on us about getting the playbook on Huddle. And then like they have a calendar on Sports U that show everything that we got and stuff like that.
Yeah, it just makes you more efficient with your time, for sure. I'm excited to watch you guys fire off the ball. I mean, on defense. I mean, you on the left and right. I mean, how creative are you going to get? Is your blitz packages with these guys, Coach?
Man, we got some good stuff planned for these guys. Without saying too much, we want to see them in space. We want to see them twist.
Yeah.
We want to see them possibly go inside and see, get a one-on-one matchup with a guard. So we're gonna move these guys around. And it's not just them. They got 2 other guys in the middle that are very strong and productive. So that's going to make their job a whole lot easier as well. So they should have a ton of one-on-one matchups.
Coming from 5A, now down to 2A2 because Millwood moved down a class based on just enrollment. New opponents, new matchups, and you're starting off great with the game on Friday against Marlowe. I think that's a highly publicized game. A lot of people are going to be watching that and going to that. What is your take on just learning the new opponents? And I know you're doing your homework and watching a lot of film on your opponents. How do you feel like Millwood will compete in Class 2A2 this year?
Yeah, so like you said, it's new for all of us. We started out the summer kind of looking at the previous playoff teams. We broke it down that way, and then we didn't want to get too far into our district, so we started to really attack Marlowe. But our goal this year is to obviously be one of those last teams. We feel like we have the talent. We feel like we have the coaching staff. When we tell the guys, man, the only people that can get in our way is us. So as long as we don't beat us, then we're fine. We're excited to see what we can do in 2A.
Yeah.
And it's new for all of us, new for me. So we're gonna take it 1 week at a time and one opponent at a time.
Now, you guys are not only defensive players; you're offensive players too. I mean, what's your role this year offensively, or is that a big secret that we're gonna keep under wraps?
This year went strictly defense.
Oh, okay. So you're on the defensive side. Okay.
Yeah,
okay. What about you, Vic?
My role for the team is power back.
Okay.
When we need the short yardage, goal line situation, that's me.
Gotcha.
They're gonna bring the V out.
Yeah.
The V train.
Yeah.
Coach,
They was just calling Carter Ray. He injured right now, but he's just calling me a TRX.
Okay, all right. Well, hey, that's what it's about. Coach, the players mentioned one of the things that I enjoy is the use of technology. The kids, everybody got a cell phone. Everybody got these angles. You said I'm going to utilize that. There are some that don't choose to embrace that particular path. Why does that work so well for you and your system?
Just as former players, man, we used it, and I see how great of a tool it is. Like in Huddle, you can break it down to the distance. You can break it down to certain techniques and tendencies, and so for me, it's just a great tool to use. We like to communicate with the kids. We want to make sure everybody knows what's going on at all times, and I'm very informative, so. I just like to make sure I put out information and things like that when it comes to communicating. On the football side of it, there's some other technology things that we're trying to play with and with data and stats, and so we're going to see how that works this year.
Going to break that in. Coach, I since you said we're going to focus on week to week, you're taking away my angle of asking you about what happens week 2. So we will honor your request and stay focused with that. You said what?
Talk about it.
You said let's talk about it. Everybody is very familiar with Douglas and Millwood and their matchup. This is going to be an opportunity for you to actually get in it. Marquise, actually, there's a kind of a nasty taste in the mouth from last year. So you guys got to focus on Marlowe, obviously, on that. But playing in a lot of those big community games has got to be an exciting point of why to be a part of this Millwood program.
100%. That game means a lot to me because my whole family went to Douglas. My mom, my wife went to Douglas, my dad. So my whole family are Trojans. So it's been very interesting to have those conversations. And
you just gonna bring the blue shirt and just
I'm
sit
gonna bring
down.
the blue shirt. I'm a Falcon now, so my kids are Falcons. And
Right.
there's definitely going to be some intensity that week.
David, what's your thoughts about having the opportunity? I mean, every game matters.
Mm-hmm.
Every game matters. But to have an opportunity to play in a game that's like that.
Well, I kind of got a similar answer as him. My dad went to Douglas as well. And, as a child, my whole life I've been going to the Soul Bowl game. And I've always loved the game. I've also always favored Millwood every time I went to the game. And me and my dad used to argue about it. So it's very special to be on this side finally, or just able to compete in something I've been watching my whole life.
Marquise, I have to ask you, last year was not the outcome that you guys obviously wanted. So what has been the talk? I mean, when the schedule came out, obviously, we know what week 2 is, okay? All right, so what's your feeling about that?
Last year, I know we lost. So this year, I'm a senior now, and it's my last one. So I feel like if we don't win, I'm going to let myself down and my team down. So when I think about that game, I got to win no matter what.
Coach, I know we're starting to run out of time. We got to let you get ready for practice, but I wanted to ask you a couple more questions. One of the things about your philosophy has always been 1 week at a time. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter what happens the week. It's go 1-0 every week. That's been something that you've always done. But there are always going to be challenges throughout the season and maintaining the excitement and the focus. Mm-hmm. Can you express to what you'll be telling your team in terms of understanding that don't get caught up in looking and then just focusing on that same concept?
Yeah. So I know a few rankings have came out, and our guys are already starting to talk. So we've been trying to shut that down early. Hey, we don't care about the rankings, because at the end of the day, you got to show up and play. So that's our mindset: show up each week and play, win the week each week. And as long as we do that, we'll be fine. So, but like I said, we're not gonna get too far ahead, but we are gonna pay attention to those teams around us and see what they're doing and make sure we're prepared. So,
all right. My last question for you, Coach. Friday night, and I'll probably ask you this over the course of the season many times, when you actually get a chance to take the field and assume, the head coach and walk out there and feel the environment, what do you most looking forward to in that moment?
Man, honestly, the band. Our band. I'm excited about our band. I'm excited about our atmosphere. The community shows up week in and week out. That's just not something I'm used to, and even as a player, man, and to be in this environment, I'm very excited. I'm ready to see the crowd. I'm ready to see the atmosphere. I know Marlowe's going to bring it. They're going to have it packed. They told us they're bringing 8 to 9 buses. So, and I know a lot of our community people are ready to go, already buying tickets. So I expect for it to be a packed house, and we'll be ready to go.
Any final questions, Sway?
Well, I just want to give you an opportunity. First of all, just listening to you gets me fired up, and because I want to see it too, I want to experience it. I want to give you an opportunity to highlight a few other players, some whether they're new or whether they're returning. Just some players that the Millwood Falcon faithful can, know about, that's put in a lot of hard work this offseason, the summer training camp, that you do feel like deserve some recognition.
Yeah, I'll start off with a lifer, man. Carter Ray, he's a special player, man. I think y'all may know who he is. He's gonna be exceptional for us this year. He's him and Carlton Evans on that outside. Oh man, we're excited. London Lewis, he's our quarterback. He came over, so this will be kind of his first start, but he's had a great offseason. Josiah Hardy had a heck of a scrimmage the other day. Up front, you have Donovan Rice, Keith Bundich. Excited about those guys. Marion Parker. We should be big up front. Those guys are close. They like to eat together, and I'm excited about those guys as well. DeMontre Butler. He just picked up an offer from Texas State over the summer, so he's a sophomore, man. We're excited about him as well. I could keep going. You got Quincy Hill. I'm very excited about Quincy. Who else we got? So those that's to name a few.
Yeah.
But I think you're gonna be surprised. You're gonna see some guys step up. Who was that kid? Oh, he's been at Millwood, and you're gonna be excited. So.
Well, and you talk about your players, but I also want to ask you about your assistant coaches. One of them, your offensive coordinator, Gerald John. He's a legend here. His name's on the banner right up there as an all-state football player and state champion. He's highly rated coming out of high school, won a lot of accolades, and to have him on your staff in previous years, but to bring him back to Millwood, I think is pretty cool, and I think it's fired up the fan base. What are some of your expectations for Gerald Jones as the offensive coordinator, and also highlight a few of your assistant coaches?
I joke with Gerald. I said, man, you spent 2 years at my school, and now I'm gonna do that same thing for you at your school. So, Gerald's, man, he's very excited. Like I say, named one of the 2 Gatorade Players of the Year candidates from Millwood. Also, that second name is one that y'all may not know about yet, but I'm going to go ahead and speak on it. Cameron Baston. His dad is on the staff, been here 20 years, won state as a player, as a coach, and Cameron Baston is also going to help us.
That's awesome.
So he'll be here. So to have the 2 Gatorade Player of the Years from Millwood be on our staff is, man, I don't have the words, for it. And I'm excited about him. But I brought over DeMontre Burkhalter this year as my defense coordinator. We started at Grant, and we have a very close relationship, so he's my defense coordinator. Alex Galavis, he came over from Southeast with me as my offensive line coach. Lorenzo Gutierrez came over. He'll be coaching the safeties and running backs. I have a guy, my linebacker coach, tight end coach is Mike Baldwin. He recently coached at Edmond North, I believe. And then I got Jeremy Daniels. He's helping on the O-line. He's doing some special teams. He's special teams coordinator. I think that's all my guys. But it's I'm very blessed to be able to have my same staff follow me, my whole staff follow me. That's I told those guys I don't think that happens anywhere. So that just speaks volume to what we've done the last 3 years and our relationships that we have together. So.
That's awesome. And if everybody wants to know, fly, Falcons fly. They will be on the field come Friday night against Marlowe. For those who are watching, first of all, come to the game. That's the first thing.